Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a walkthrough of a duplex conversion that we've completed. You may have seen previous videos of us doing a walkthrough of the property before the renovation, during the renovation, and now we are at the completion. The property is done. We're super excited to show you what this property looks like. This was a pretty challenging project for us. It took almost 8 months, 9 months to complete, which is out of the ordinary. You know, we had a lot of roadblocks with the drawing process, the permit process, and also getting some materials. So, you know, hence why it took a bit longer to take to the finish line. But nevertheless, we're done, and I'm so excited to show you guys what this property looks like. All right, so now that you've seen some of the project, let's talk some details in terms of project timelines. We purchased this property in September of 2020 for a very attractive price, and that's because the market was completely different. There was no determination of what was going on with COVID. People were not in the market buying heavily, so it presented a lot of a good opportunity for us to purchase this property. We purchased this property and then we ran into a few obstacles along the way. Our permit process took about 2 months to get approved. Once we got the permit approved, we had to do a revision, which took another month for the revision to get approved. Essentially delayed us 3 months in total. In addition to that, we had to actually order a fire rated glass for one of our bedrooms because that was a requirement by the city. And for us to source the glass and the metal frame around it was also extremely difficult because they don't make this as often. So that took us around a month to essentially find as well. Those are some of the logistical things. In addition, the difficulty of purchasing materials and having it on board. So that would, you know, create a 3-4 day delay. And that happened on several occasions, which, you know, essentially put us further along the time frame as well. All in all, this project took us 8 to 9 months to complete due to the challenges of the permit process and also the logistical issues of bringing materials in. That's the reason why it took longer than expected. All right, guys, now that you've seen the property and we've talked about some of the timelines and the logistical issues that we ran into, why don't we dive into some numbers? So let's take a look at my spreadsheet. Address 273 Central Park Boulevard South, offered at, it was on the MLS for $499, so we purchased it for $500,000. And before I get into this, I just want to remind everyone that this was a property that I actually sent out to around 150 investors, and no one decided to, you know, purchase this or express interest to buy it, with the exception of one person, and this one person is you know, a partner of mine that I'm working on this deal with. So he was brave enough to say, let's do it. So we purchased it for $500,000. We were able to put 10% down, which was essentially equates to $50,000 down payment, around $18,000 in CMHC fees, closing costs $10,000. Our renovation budget, as we discussed earlier, was $105,000. So I've just put one number here for the renovation budget. So all in all, initial capital that we needed to get this project going was $178,000, and yeah, $178,000. So this project, you know, the hold time on this project was 9 months. We talked about that earlier as to why this took longer. So our holding cost was almost $24,000, which is quite a bit. Typically, we do these try and do these in 4 months or so, 4 or 5 months, and the holding costs during that period is $15,000 or so. So let's get into some of the fun stuff. So in terms of refinance, I believe that this property is worth around $900,000 right now in the open market. And I know that because of certain comparables. I know that just north of us, a 3+2 sold for $950. And I know that just south of us on Olive Street, Olive Street, a 3+1 sold for $900,000. So I'm saying that this is probably worth $900,000. The bank will refinance us at 80% loan to value. So that means our new mortgage would be $738,000. We're hoping to hit 2%, a 2% rate, 30% amortization period. So the money that should be returned to us by the lawyers is $270,000. So that essentially means that we should get our full initial investment back plus some, so which is great. The money left in the deal would be $103,000. That's because of the 20% that we have to leave in the property. And if we were to flip this property, we should be making $200,000. But we don't plan on doing that for a couple of reasons. One, our strategy is long-term, hold this long-term. And also, if we were to sell this, we would both get hit with huge capital gains taxes. So some good numbers there. In terms of rental income and what we can achieve, we believe that the upper unit can bring in $2,300 a month and the lower $1,900 a month. I had these both up on Facebook Marketplace, got a ton of interest. In terms of the interest and the type of tenants we attracted on Facebook Marketplace, I would say around 20% of the applicants are good candidates that we would want to work with, and the rest are people that I essentially don't want to continue the conversation with. So I believe that total rental income that we can create is around $4,200 a month. Our new mortgage, based on the $900,000 refinance, would be $2,700. Our property taxes around $350, insurance around $100, and we have a maintenance reserve at 4%, vacancy reserve at 3%, and property management at 8%. We're actually going to manage this property ourselves, so I'm going to take that out. So our total expenses is $3,469, which would mean our monthly cash flow is around $700 a month, which we're going to just leave in the bank and perhaps try and pay down this mortgage down sooner. So if we take a look at a 5-year return on our investment, in 5 years, the mortgage pay down would be $94,000. The cash flow would be $43,000 for a total profit of $138,000. That works out to be around 26% on an annual basis. And if we apply a 2% appreciation rate, that creates a return of 44% for the year, which is pretty aggressive and pretty good compared to what a lot of people are getting in the stock market and so on. So this is a hard asset. It's a hedge against inflation as well. And what I mean by that is as prices go up, as a result of inflation, our hard asset is also going up as well, which is phenomenal for us as investors to be able to have and diversify our portfolio. All right, guys, if you guys enjoyed watching this video and you got any sort of value out of it, please like and subscribe to my channel so you're up to date with all my videos that I post.